Okay, we've made it to another moment of live broadcast for Facebook, and obviously recording hopefully for our online video, which will be better quality. You'll have noticed from this title that today we're going to be doing bar work with rotation. Now, before we get any rotation going on in the body, I need to get you completely core stabilised so that when I ask for the body to turn, and it's going to be really small turns, it originates from the right place. Find your head cushion. You will be starting lying on your back. Have a bar or surface ready, you know, chair, you know what we mean by bar. You will lie down. So to get the alignment, because you can't see otherwise, have your feet level, kneecaps level, have your breath in, and then holding onto your thighs, you take that spine down until you feel as though you've created some kind of symmetry. Squiggle around and make sure your hair isn't in the way. Remember the cue about the head cushions, which you now all own if you belong to this studio. It needs to be under the skull and not under your neck. Slide your heels under your knees if you need to, and go back into the sense of what is happening behind you now that you're lying down. Go to your breath, the in through the nose and the breath out through the mouth. Maybe place a hand at the base of the breast, chest, sternum area here and the last few ribs, and a hand below the hip bones, below the navel. Inhaling through the nose, and when you breathe out, go heavy. Heavy through the back of the shoulder area and the skull. Breathing. Breathing out, go heavy at the pelvis. Sometimes we unknowingly create tension in the pelvic area behind us. So the first few breaths you're taking are to allow you to feel the ground on which you're lying. And the solid places you should feel that ground are the back of the skull, not the neck. The back of the shoulders. There should be a slight hollow lightness in the lumbar area, and then the back of the pelvic area through to your sit bones to some degree. And don't forget your feet. Now that that's in place then, exhaling, we're going to close one of those spaces that exists by using the pelvic floor and tilting the pelvis so the hip bones flow backwards. Have a breath in, and then breathing out, you're going to roll the pelvis, float it back to where it belongs. On the breathing out then, pelvic floor, create that imprint. Have a breath in into the imprint and the sense of heaviness now in the lumbar area, and floating back to your neutral. Just do that once more. This setting up is significant when you want to work the body to achieve a little bit more symmetry, but also add a few more compound movements or movements with the spine simultaneously. We're now going to stay with your next imprint, which comes through an exhale and a pelvic floor connection, and we get the rib cage placement increasing as it curls you up. So stay heavy in your feet, breathe out and nod the chin and curl. Stay where you are, breathe, make sure the knees are level, push down through both heels equally, and on the next breath out, down your roll. Exhaling up we go, and now inhaling down your flow. You know the rules. Feel for the nose pointing and pulling down to the pubis. Stay heavy at the back of the pelvis and the lumbar area. Exhaling to curl. So I have to reorganize my pelvis every morning. It loves to shift. So as I do this moment, I'm asking my body to return to symmetry. I curl up this next time, and you curl up and stay. Put the hands behind the back of the thigh. You know how to reach your shoulders away from your neck. Keep the imprint and look down at the abdomen, the belly button, the navel area. And on the next breath out, float both thighs up into tabletop. Check that both knees are still level. Inhale, you're going to lower the head down. Exhaling, up you go, and stretch your legs out. So because it's first thing, we make sure we hold the back of the thighs, because no one's spine early in the morning works as easily as it did in the evening. We're asking for blood flow. We're asking for the abdominals to fold you up in half at the rib cage. Keep that lumbar symmetry from left to right and into the lower back, using the breath out to assist and to recalibrate. We're going up to stay. So just here then, inhale, pull the knees in without rolling down, breathe out and send them away. Pull your inner thighs tight, tight, tight together. Shrink the abdomen away from your clothes. I can see my pubic bone, I can see the area where the navel is, and I'm pulling my belly, abdomen down away from my clothing. If the breath out from the mouth isn't sufficient after the breath in through the nose, then you'll just be in a brace position. Keep the breath for 2 more. And 1 more. Watch those knees come in. And then leave the legs up in the air and take the spine down. From that position there, you're going to pull your right leg so that it bends and put both hands on top of the knee joint. Exhale, curl up and lower the left leg down. Breathe in, switch legs. Exhale and pull the other leg down. Breathe in and pull down. Inhale. Exhale, lower the leg. Inhaling and breathe in and out. Just do 2 more. We need your obliques to stabilize. The moment you end up sending one leg away, you're actually challenging the muscles that resist rotation to learn where they are and to do their job. By pulling the thigh in and pulling the elbow towards the thigh and the hip bone, you wake your obliques up. People, you've got once more each side. Breathe in. Last time. My shoulders off the floor, remember. Pull both knees into your chest and pull your heels down to the floor. Take the head cushion you've got under your skull, put it between your thigh bones. And again, I'm aiming to reflect something of the reformer workout. For those that can't come here, but also for those that are here, you've got your homework for this workout that we're doing currently in the groups at the studio. Here we go, ready for hip rolling with thigh squeezing. Breath out to pelvic tilt and squeeze that cushion and float the hips off the floor. Know where your heels are and be heavy through your heels, the outsides of your feet, and you're breathing deeply in and out, squeezing that cushion. On your next breath out, roll the spine down, lengthening it away from your shoulders, and inhale you back to that lightness. Breath out, pull against the pad, and then roll the spine, segmental control, up we go. You're going to squeeze your pad now 4 times. The squeeze will make you feel more intensity between the hip bones if indeed you're not using your back muscles. So the adductors get involved in this. Inner thighs lead to the inside of the pelvic area. The next time you squeeze it, stay and melt your spine all the way down. Now 4 times, you're simply going to squeeze on the thigh pad and float up and float down, inhaling. Thighs, pelvic floor, inhale and float. Pull your thighs tight together. Inhale and float down. You have 1 more, heavy through the feet, pelvic tilt, pelvic floor, thigh squeeze, and then down you go. You've woken up your hamstrings and your glutes. That head cushion goes back under the skull. Make sure you've got your sense of alignment still. We're going to finish off with the obliques twisting. So exhale and pull one leg up into tabletop. I've pulled my right leg up. Inhale, exhale, find your imprint, and then send your other leg into a straight line. So you've got one leg diagonal straight. I draw my ankles together. Now you're going to put your hands behind your head. As you breathe out, you're going to come up and over in the direction of that thigh and go down. Do that 3 more times. Breathe out. Make sure the turn is the head and some of the shoulder. 2 more. 1 more. You're now going to switch legs. So now we go to the other side. Remember, you roll the shoulder blades up and then influence the elbow over towards that bent thigh leg. Always a breath out to roll up. And then, are you ready to alternate? So stay up there and twist. So the first part of your rotation, rhythm. Sniff, turn, sniff, turn. You turn on the breath out. If I slowed it right down, you'd see the legs bend and come together and then rotate. If you want to create some rhythm, but when you do this rhythming, you can't roll all over the place. We're now going to stay at one side again and exhale, curl So increase your range. If you want to reach your hands to the floor, pelvis goes nowhere, you're looking beyond your thigh bone, the legs are largely stable, and you're going to change sides. And we go. You may find you have one side that's more responsive than the other, whichever way. Some sides have a better range and so you get a better in there, others are more restricted. Whichever way, it's the rib cage to waistline that you can feel working. Last time, and pull your knees into your chest. We're going to come up and you're going straight onto hands and knees. To do anything standing and turning requires a greater skill level, so we're waking up the whole of your posture. Shoulders draw away from the neck, the knees are tucked under, lined up under your hip bones, and toes are tucked under, just so. Breathing in and out, find your place in this shape. This is the hands and knees shape. You should feel heavy just because you're pushing your hands to the floor. So that's the grounding from the hands to the armpit. Also the feet, because the toes are there. Imagine you're about to push the floor away with hands and feet. Your spine position is straight. Exhaling then, float the knees up and push the ground away, and inhale, lower them down. Breathing out. That floating sense as the breath connects your trunk area, and inhaling down. Pushing the ground away and lowering it down. Now turn the head as you push the ground away. Turn the head. This is the first part of our rotation of just the neck. The head will turn happily because the trunk is stable. Your upper back's working, your obliques are working, and you're floating your head. It's like you point your nose and point your nose. Turn, point the nose. You're not forcing anything because nothing can be forced with the spine. This is your last one. And let that go. Have a momentary reach, so push your hands further forwards and allow the head to look to one side and just rest in a semi-child pose position. Breathe deeply in and out and let the head feel heavy. With the head slightly turned to one way, you're on the side of your forehead as it were. You're breathing, relaxing, there's no pain, just breathe. Come back up again. Go back again and do the same, but this time to the other side. Your back feels lovely and lengthened. Your head's resting on the mat. You're reaching through your arms to create space and you're breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. We're going to come back to hands and knees and take it a step further in terms of more complex patterns of movement. Go back to your straight spine. It's effectively neutral, natural curves, but no lordosis or flattening in terms of tucking under. Exhale and slide your right leg back. You're used to this position, and then pull your left arm back. Turn the head, and then turn the head back to base, and that balance moment, bring the limbs back. Other side, breathing out, the left leg goes into a straight line. The right leg goes behind and I turn my nose, my eyes, look beyond my shoulder, hold the balance and reverse back. I think you get the idea. So breathe out. If you let the leg go back, the arm go back, turn and then breathe in and return. Exhaling. So this movement pattern can only occur with core stabilization. Unlike the previous knee hovering, the power is lighter, but the activation of everything is more profound. So in other words, you've got the subtle switch on of everything the body needs to safely move the neck into rotation. There's no jarring, there's just a reach. So the leg slides, the arm slides, the head naturally turns, the shoulders are away from the neck, the pelvis is staying level. You have one more and you return back and let that go. People, the next thing you're going to do is tuck your bottom under and bring yourself into kneeling. In the kneeling position, we're adding a little bit more rotation again. Rotation is what I meant to say. Hold everything as you understand for what we call the thigh stretch, and then reach your hands backwards to add your upper back without leaning back at this point. Shrink and hollow the abdominal area. Inhale as you lean back towards your feet, turn and look over the shoulder, breathe out and pull yourself forwards again. Inhaling, turn and look the other way. Exhaling and forwards. Now, as you turn and look away, the opposite arm can lift and it can return back. The most efficient means of turns are when the trunk has no choice but to stabilise. Because I've loaded you here, then we know the trunk stability system will act, which frees your neck up to function as a neck, providing you with the means of rotation through the upper part of the spine without twisting any of the parts, so there's nothing travelling down the body. And last time, as you inhale, you'll turn and look over the shoulder, and breathing out, back you come. So we've done two things there. We've stretched the quad, and we've also created movement under stabilisation. I'm going to pull my bar kind of central over the mat so I can work both sides equally. You'll just go around your chair, I'll go around the bar. So take what we've been doing now into much more functional movement patterns. We'll start with your obvious squat. If you have your hands reaching behind you, we've been working on the upper back, staying active whilst working to the squat. You will breathe in and go down, and out and come back up. Now you know the rules of squatting, so I don't need to reinforce them, but I will. Knees backwards, hip hinge, loading into the hamstrings, the glutes, switching on your trunk, keeping your chin in. Now as you go down, turn and look over the shoulder. As you come back up, turn and look centre. Start the squat and turn and stand. Keep going. So we know that the turn, think of your nose as the means of turning. So as I go down, I point my nose naturally to where it goes and stand. Inhaling and breathing out, standing tall. By keeping your arms reaching back, you find your upper back stability, postural muscles help keep the twist, the rotation in the right place. So you're going down. The truth is, it wouldn't matter if it's an inhale or an exhale. At this point, it's more that you get moving just in the right part, all the big joints are active, and then the head's learning to be free at the neck. All right, people, the next time you go down, you stay. Now, turn the head and reach the opposite arm forwards, the other one backwards. Turn the head centre as the arms come past each other, and. So now we're in a loaded position. It's not unlike swimming. Exhale and inhale. Exhaling and inhaling. So your chin isn't pointing forwards, you're looking at the floor beyond your toes. There should emerge a rhythm. Now, if you start to get this in your lower back, you've switched off your abdominals, you're no longer relying on your breath muscles, and you're suddenly too conscious of the rotation rather than the breath. Follow your breath. And remember, the turn of the head can be really small. If there's a jarring or an awkwardness, don't turn the head, but get your arms going and feel that more springy, soft, floaty sensation going on in the core. People, the next time your arms come past each other, let them straighten out. Exhale, pull your fingertips to your side thigh, tuck your bottom under to reverse your spine up to standing work ready for your bar. From here then, feet are parallel. You're going to actually have your feet toes tight together, and we've got our pelvic position in neutral and up onto tiptoes. You're on tiptoes, your collarbones are wide open. Inhaling then, you're going to lower down, exhaling, stand up. Notice your shoulders staying absolutely true as you go down and up. You breathe in, you breathe out. Put the hand now so that it's in front of the pelvis, and as you go down, you're going to turn and look to the side. And as you stand up, you're going to turn and look poised forwards. The chin draws in, you turn and return. Pull the thighs together, inhaling and exhaling. Remember, it doesn't really matter, although if you inhale down, exhale, come up, you can follow my cueing. Inhale. When you go down this time, stay. So we stay here, heels are up, breathe. Where your hand is, exhale, pelvic tilt, and turn the head and open the hand. Inhale, float the hand back. Breath out, pelvic tilt. And inhale and back. By moving your arm as I'm demonstrating, you're also asking the rotator cuff sequence, which is shoulder stabilization, to be part of the stability, which further frees your neck up for rotation. 2 more. And inhale. Now, exhaling, deepen and turn. Deepen and turn. The sense of the crown of your head reaching up as you turn it, it's like an axial position. You're literally rotating around an axis. The chin isn't poked up. You've got 1 more. The ideal is that your legs will feel it as your head, neck and shoulders learn where they belong. My shoulders are away from the neck. I'm going to push up to tiptoe stand and find myself in turn out. In the turn out position then, remember you're never too turned out, but your knees are turned out, thigh bones turned out, 10 to or 5 to the hour. From there, bend the legs, core hollow the abdominals and pick up your heels. Shrink the tum, don't tuck the bottom under. Inhaling, up you go and turn. Exhaling, pull yourself down as deep as you want to go. Inhaling, up you go and turn. Exhaling. If you feel comfortable, you'll allow your arm to float and you'll allow it to return. Remember the arm, the hand doesn't lead the move, it's the whole shoulder stability system in place. And as you're going down and up, you're growing taller. People, the next time we go down, we're going to stay and play. I think you're getting the idea. Down here and stay, breathe. Hand is here. Exhale then and pelvic tilt and turn the head. Inhale and return. Pull your shoulder blades towards each other. Exhaling, pelvic tilt and turn through the skull, through the neck. And 1 more, pelvic tilt and turn. You're going to now turn and go down deeper and float the arm. And deeper. You've got to finish off the turn and the return. Finish it off. Go for your neck, go for your nose. This hand is light. Last 2. Last 1. And elegantly up to your poised position and lower your heels down. You're going to go to the other side now. Ready to work the other side. Feet are parallel. Shrink the tum. Open through the collarbones and let the legs bend. Pick up to tiptoes and you're ready. As you go down, turn and look. And as you come up, stand up tall. There will be a difference from one side to the other. Inhale to lower, exhale to up. The ability to float the skull is what matters. Now, people working at desktops and constantly seated or constantly driving, you end up stiffer. Just resist forcing the movement. You want to find it. We're going to go down and stay. Heels are up. Put your hands back onto your hips for a moment. Relax your shoulders. The other thing about turning the skull is the neck is happy to turn when the shoulders are relaxed and the abs are switched on. So breath out, pelvic tilt, and turn. Breathe in and return, pelvic neutral. Breathe out, pelvic floor, naveled spine and tuck, and in and neutral. Remember that the neck will only happily move when the trunk is stable. If the neck feels as though it's stabilizing you inappropriately, it will be grindy and grippy and it'll be horrible. You can't have elevated shoulders and a freely moving neck. People, we're going to go down and down. Remember the rotator cuffs, which is the shoulder stability system. Your upper arm feeds into your trunk. You're going to go down and down. Last time. Down you go, and elegantly up and tiptoes. Same shape then, we're in turn out. Bend the legs, breathe, pick up your heels, breathe, keep your heels squeezing, breathe. Deepen and turn. Actually stay here, and then as you come up, turn. Turn forwards as you go down, and as you come up, turn away. It wouldn't matter if you did it the other way around. I'm trying to vary the pattern of movement that the body requires. Remember your inner thighs, they draw up and inside. And this ability to turn any part of the body originates from the core stability. So stability assists ability of rotation. The next time you're down, you'll stay. So staying here. Are you ready for your pelvic tilt and turn? And return. Exhale, shrink. Tuck under without using your bum cheeks. Inhale. Think of a dancer staying lengthened in the upper body. Lengthen through the back of the neck, because the more space your spine has, the more flowing movement pattern emerges. 2 more. Same action now as we deepen. If it gets too complex, just turn the head. If you're already tired in those rotating muscles, stay, pulling your chin in and learning how to support the spine using your abs. So it's not mandatory to keep turning if you're tired. Last one. All the way up, finish off the move with elegance and lower your heels down. I got a shake. Face onto your bar then, and we've got a couple more movement patterns to go. Getting the body taking more load with more asymmetry. Find your squat, which you understand. Shoulder square, collarbone square, and tap your leg backwards. Again, this is to bring the influences from the reformer studio to your homework. You're going to come back into your lunge and push forwards into your kind of diagonal line. Come back, pulling the back knee down, and push forwards into a diagonal line. Inhaling, and breathe in, both legs bend, breathe out. So you're turning your head, facing the screen, and turning forwards. So turn in the direction of whatever it is you're watching. That will give you where you need to be. You could turn in any direction for this movement pattern, but you're learning where your head is and where your stability is. We're going to stay back here. So staying here then, breathe. Exhale, do that pelvic tilt. Turn the head one way. Inhale, pick up the heel and lower it down. Exhale, pelvic tilt, pick up the heel, turn the other way. Inhale and place it down, place the head central. Breath out, pelvic tilt. Turn the head, pick up the heel. Inhale, heel down, head forwards. Exhale, pelvic tilt. And inhale down. Now the pelvic tilt is so subtle in this shape, unless you're hugely lordotic, but it definitely makes sure you feel as though your hip on the back leg is opening at the flexor. People, this is your last one. And heel down. Now you're going to go lower and turn, push up a bit, lower and turn the other way. So we're doing reciprocal turns, we're alternating the sides and keeping the load. No twisting at the hips, that's why we're at the bar. No twisting at the shoulders, that's why we're at the bar. The moment your gaze goes from the centre, you actually create greater instability. Last 2, last 1, pushing back up, come to your bar and pull the leg back to stand. So without too much drama, find yourself back into your squat. And that means hinging at the hip, no tucking under, no chest too dropped. Push your other leg back and find your diagonal line. Load the heel of the front leg so the movement pattern comes into the lunge, reorganise to get your shape, and back. So you pull back, push forwards. The front heel is obviously dominant. As I take myself back, I'm going to turn my head the opposite way to last time. So I'm turning to look away from the screen now, and then turning to look forwards. The compound movement and the ability to move the right part of the spine is fundamental to core health. The spine loses its way because the less stable we are, the less our spine finds what it needs. You're going to stay back this time. So in staying back, deepen, turn and look one way, up a bit, deepen, turn and look the other way. Deepen, turn and look one way, and deepen the other way. Now, pick up your heel and pelvic tilt as you deepen and put it down. Add the turn, pelvic tilt as you deepen, push it down, tilt. So my front heel is lifting to add the emphasis as I tilt. It's forcing my flexors on my back leg side to be working really intensely in their longest line. I've got the shape, so I hope you have. Breathe, exhale, once more each side, flowing head, neck, last time, and hinge forwards, breathe, and pull your legs back to base. Okay, from that position there then, I think we've done enough. Take your hands and reach them above your head. With your arms above your head, shrink the tongue and kind of pull up on the inside of the thigh. With your arms by your ears, lean away, breathe in and come back, pulling the ribs back over the hips. Exhaling, reach away, have a breath in, lengthen, I'm adding my own tension in my arms and return back. From there, exhale, let your arms, ear, chin, chest flow down, 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 down. Roll all the way down to the floor. Have a big breath in. Exhale, tuck your bottom under and roll your spine back up and let the tension go from your arms. Voila. Welcome to your workout that's about rotation with effectively compound movements. Hope you enjoy it. Obviously stop the twist if for some reason it goes further down your back, because it shouldn't be anywhere. It should just feel like a flowing movement, not a forced kind of result. Stay well and keep going.